Month one of Raleigh Water Pros is officially done. $50,000 in revenue, 16 installs, and over a $3,000 average ticket. And we're heading into August with over $40,000 of installs already on the calendar at the start of the month. I'm not telling you this to flex. I'm telling you this because when I said I was going to publicly document this build, that means everything. The numbers that worked, the things that slowed us down, and the stuff we are undoubtedly going to change going into our second month here in August. This video is the full month one breakdown and the August month two plan. If you've been following along with the Raleigh Water Pros build, this is the video you've definitely been waiting for. Now, before I get into the numbers, if you've been watching my content and seriously considering starting your own water filtration business in 2026, or even adding it as a vertical to your existing home service business, the link in the description of this video is exactly how we partner with people all over the US to help build or implement water filtration into their businesses. We take a 5% stake in the company and partner directly with you to help you through every phase of starting and growing the business. We're so confident that we know we will get you your first client within 90 days. And if we don't, we'll continue to work with you until we do. The link is in the description if you want to learn more. Now let me walk you through what you're actually here for. Let's start by walking you through the numbers properly because I think the context matters as much as the headline figures here. So we did $50,000 of revenue in the month of July. 16 installs completed. Our average ticket came in just over $3,000, which was actually slightly higher than I was projecting going in. That's a good sign because it means the mix of systems we are selling is trending toward the higher end of the range. The ad spend for July was $8,000, and I want to explain what that $8,000 actually produced because the raw number does not tell the full story. That $8,000 did not just generate the 16 installs we completed in July, it generated 27 deals total. 16 got done in the month. The other 12 are pre-booked into August. So when I say we're heading into August with 40,000 already on the calendar, that's largely a product of July's ad spend carrying over. The $8,000 is doing more work than it looks like on paper. Now, on a per install basis, the numbers look like this. Material cost is running around $1,200. I'm buying in bulk, which helps keep that number manageable. Labor is averaging around $500 per install. Client acquisition cost is around $300 to $350, and the total cost per install is sitting roughly at $2,050 to $2,000. On a $3,100 average ticket, that leaves just over $1,000 in gross margin per job. That is the number I'm building the whole business around, and it is holding right where I need it to be. Now, it wouldn't be honest if I told you the highlights without also telling you the lowlights and the things that didn't go exactly as we were hoping for. And I want to be honest about what slowed us down in July because I think it's the most instructive part of the whole month. The biggest issue we faced was inventory. When we first turned the ads on, they started working. We were booking more jobs than we could fulfill. The demand was there. The leads were converting, but we did not have enough product on hand to actually do the installs at the pace we were selling them. We had backlog inventory waiting to come in, and it forced us to pull back on ad spend for about 2 weeks while we waited. That is a real cost, not just in revenue that we didn't make during those 2 weeks, but in the compounding effect of pulling the ads back at exactly the moment that they were working. When you turn off a campaign that's performing, you lose the momentum. You have to rebuild it when you turn it back on, and it's never as clean as just letting it run. Once the inventory arrived, we pushed hard, and that's what built the August pipeline. But the lesson is clear. If the ads work, which they did, and the sales process works, which it does, the constraint you have to solve for is fulfillment. You have to have enough product on hand. The demand is never the bottleneck. The second issue was speed to lead and follow-up consistency. Some leads were slipping through because the follow-up was not tight enough. In a business where you are spending $300 to $350 to acquire a customer, letting a lead go cold because you did not follow up fast enough is an expensive mistake to make. It's not the lead's fault. It is a process problem. Oftentimes, it's very fixable. Now, with all of this in mind, what are we planning to change for the month of August? The good news is that every problem we ran into in July is 100% fixable. None of them are market problems. The demand is there, the ads are working, the unit economics are great. What we need to fix is operational. First, I hired a full-time person whose entire job is to follow up. Their job is to hammer our leads consistently, day in and day out, so that nothing slips through the cracks. We're not relying on me finding time between everything else I'm managing to make sure leads are being contacted. There's now a dedicated person whose only metric is whether we are staying on top of every lead that enters the pipeline. Second, we're getting ahead of inventory. No more reacting to demand. We're stocking enough product that we can fulfill at whatever pace the ads generate without ever having to pull spend back because we can't keep up. That was the single most expensive mistake we made in July, and it's not happening again in August. Third, speed to lead is non-negotiable. The data is clear that response odds drop dramatically within even the first 60 seconds of a lead coming in. We're treating that as a hard rule, not a guideline. Every inbound lead gets a call within 1 minute. If we miss that window, we are losing deals that we already paid to generate. Okay, now that we've outlined what happened in month 1, what are the goals for month 2 and how are we going to make it happen? Well, let's talk about that exactly in section 4 here. The simple goal for August is $100,000 in revenue. That's the number I committed to publicly when I started this build, and it's the number I'm going after in month 2. At our current average ticket of just over $3,100, hitting $100,000 requires about 33 installs in the month. And we're already sitting at about 12 pre-booked coming out of July. That means we need 21 more installs between now and the end of August, roughly 1 per day for the remaining business days in the month. And that's not an unrealistic number. It's an aggressive one, but it is achievable if 3 things click for us. 1, we sell a job every day. No days where the pipeline goes untouched. No days where we're not actively working leads and closing deals. Second, we do not let a single lead slip through follow-up. Every lead that comes in gets worked until we get a clear yes or a clear no. Not until we just stop hearing back from them until we get an answer. 3, the fulfillment needs to stay clean. No rescheduling, no delays, no situations where a client's job gets pushed out because we ran into an operating problem we should have planned for. The rescheduling issues in July created friction with clients and cost us time we genuinely could not afford. That does not happen again in August. So that's it for month 1. Raleigh Water Pros is underway, and month 2 is looking like it just might be the month that we hit that 100K goal we set at the start of the challenge. $50,000 of revenue in month 1, $1,000 of gross profit per install, $45,000 already on the books for August, and a set of clear fixes to the bottlenecks and problems that we had in month 1. The goal is $100,000 in August, and I'm going to keep publicly documenting every single step of this process because I think watching something be built in public in real time is way more valuable than any highlight reel I can show you. And of course, if you're thinking about starting a water filtration business in 2026, the link is in the description of this video to learn about partnering with me directly. We take a small stake in your company and we stay invested in the long-term outcome of your business. Over the next videos, I'm going to be diving deeper into the sales process, the marketing process, releasing a full guide on everything you need to know water filtration from A to Z, and so much more over the next few weeks. Make sure you subscribe so you don't miss it, and I'll see you there.